So that is a commercial building would be obviously more taxed.
A commercial bill is rate is higher than a residential bill. And then location. You have highbrow areas, you have medium brow areas, you have low cost housing, you have mass building environments and indigenous environments. The rates vary from this location to location. And then don't also forget that the value of the property is also a function of payment. So even if you are in the highbrow area and the value of your property is not much, it's medium, it's minimal, you should be sure, you can be sure that what you will pay will not be the same as your neighbor who has a magnificent building beside you. So payment has a formula. It's a function of your land size, location, size of the value of the building, and the use.
I hope that has been very helpful to somebody watching out there, because I think those are the questions that many people have that make them hesitate in declaring, their assets and things like that. So please be encouraged. Know that the Kwara State Internal Revenue Service is going to do all it can to ensure that you are not overtaxed, but then you are justly taxed, based on what you have. But then we're going to go on now, as we begin to tidy up the program, to find out how can we improve on what we have on ground. So far, this is what we've been able to achieve. We're going to hear from the director what the plans are to step up the game and do even better. So we'll take a quick commercial break, and when we're back, we'll continue our discussion. Don't go away.
Good people of Kwara State, our government is working hard to make life better for all of us by providing infrastructures in all sectors: roads, transportation, health, and many more.
Government can and will do more if we all pay our taxes.
Yes, especially the land and property tax.
This will enable government to provide social services.
We have the responsibility to deduct taxes from our employees and remit accordingly.
So if you see Kwara State Internal Revenue Service people for your area, no run or fight them. Government don't do better before. Them go continue to do better for us.
Payment of taxes is very simple. Make sure you collect your receipt for all payments. For continued progress in Kwara, play your part, pay your tax.
You're very welcome back to Let's Talk Tax, and we've been talking about property this episode. I hope we've learned a lot. If you've not, well, there's still time to catch on a few things, because we've had with us all day the Director of Property and Tenement, and that is in person of Hajia Iyabo Abubakar. Thank you so much, ma, once again for taking this time out to be with us. So you've said so much already. I wouldn't want to start going over it, but then as we begin to really tidy up the program, we want to know what are the plans for the future for P&T. What are some of the things you have cooking?
The plans for the future on property tax is to ensure that first, we are getting the details of those who are already working in that have made their payments. Now we are reviewing their files, updating their data, and what have you. And so, going forward, their tax payments comes easy. There are some who have other taxes that are being paid. So, what we intend to do is to marry this with their other taxes. I give you a typical example, like petroleum dealers. We have other taxes, levies and taxes to be paid, like a setback, advert, and whatever. So what we intend to do is to let our assessment department be aware of, so going forward from next year, people will start receiving what we call harmonized bill.
Right.
So it gives you room to be able to plan payment of your tax over the year. And so it becomes a lot more convenient for that on monthly basis, if you want to, this is how much you are plowing into your bills for the month. and then you don't have to do a bullet payment anymore. So tax payment becomes very easy. It allows you to do a tax plan where you need to budget for it. For corporate organizations, the budget for it. Even for staff that are going out, they need to be a lot more equipped. They need to be a lot more enhanced, and we're providing a lot more facilities for them to be able to mitigate some of the challenges. We'll continue our advocacy and awareness programs. We'll continue our jingles. Going forward, we want to encourage, through the Ministry of Local Government, we want to begin to meet CDAs, Community Development Associations, their leaders, so that we interact from time to time and get their buy-in. Because as we speak, the awareness is there, but the willingness, the response is still quite low. We want to improve on the response and take it a little further. By next year, we want to see us do a 50% than what is on ground at the moment. So those are the things we intend to put in place to be able to. And for those that are not on CDAs, a lot of those that are title documents, and we're doing a lot of reviewing of files and ensuring that those that we cannot trace are traced. I mean, a lot of documentation is going on, and everybody can be sure, every taxpayer can be sure of that.
Just a bit of a note on this harmonized tax thing you mentioned. I think it's really harmonized bill. It's really good, because I find that a lot of people probably feel they are being taxed in many directions.
Exactly.
So, for instance, I have a property, yet I have a business in town that has a property, and then I have little things here and there, and so the bills are all over the place. So I really think it's a good idea if the people know that somehow the state is working on actually uniting these bills, so that upfront, this is what I'm paying for everything I have. I think that's a really good one. Last week we were talking about HNIs, and I just want you to delve a little into that by talking about what the experience has been with them, the compliance rate of our high net worth individuals and things like that. I imagine they are the ones too with a lot of property all over town. So how has that been, managing the HNIs in the state?
Well, the interesting thing with our HNIs is the fact that they are the ones that are a lot more exposed. And so they are very, very conscious of what the law is saying, and that they need to pay. Just before we started this meeting, you came in this morning, a young man came up here. He comes with his father, but the father doesn't come up. He says, and he will just sit and I said, see, we can't continue to grant you waiver on all your bills. I said, no, but because just granting, because we have six more bills to go. I said, that is it. If you have 6 more bills, bring all your 6 bills at once. And you just take the payment at once. And I assure you, the beauty of it is, once you clear all your payments now, going forward from next year, you begin to pay less, because you don't have any arrears, and your admin charge will be higher when it's being calculated on backlog of payments or arrears that you have not paid. But if you clear all your bills and going forward from next year, you're paying just for the current year, you will pay less. And the guy said, okay. Then you find that all our HNI is like, what has the government done for me? We are past that. I need to commend taxpayers for their acceptance of KWIRS, because of what we are doing differently to what they were used to. They have seen the transparency with which we work. They have seen the integrity of our collection, and they are happy that we are doing a lot better than what it used to be. So Kwarans are impressed, they are happy, they are encouraged to come forward and make their payment, and we're going to take it on from there and improve on that. We are not out there to inconvenience anybody. and that is going to get, our process is going to improve over time. Like I said earlier, they don't need to come here to make their tax payments. They will always be at their doorstep, at their beck and call. KWRS will be there for any taxpayer to make their commitment to the state.
It's been Hajia Iyabo Abubakar, the Director of P&T, Kwara State Internal Revenue Service, sharing with us a whole lot of information about property tax, at the processes, the ideas, how your tax is calculated and stuff like that. Well, I think what we should go away with eventually is her parting words, where she said, let's be assured that KWRS is not out to inconvenience anybody, but then to ensure that we build the state, and with you as our support, that is exactly what the Kwara State Internal Revenue Service is going to do. If we would not be biased, I'm sure in your area somewhere there, you see the activities of the Kwara State Internal Revenue Service from time to time, cleaning your drainages, fixing your roads. The lights we see, Light of Kwara, thanks to your taxes. The Gerialimi underpass, thanks to your taxes. These are the things that taxes help us do, develop the community, build up the state that we desire. And so as long as we keep playing our part and paying our taxes, Kwara State will keep growing to become what we want it to be. So thank you once again, Ma, for being here. And next week we will be back with another wonderful episode where we'll hopefully teach you so much more about taxes than you know already. Demola Okeowo is my name. Till then, have a fabulous week ahead.